over 6 decades, Bank of Industry has been here, driving Nigeria's industrial development through financial and business support services to micro enterprises, small and medium enterprises, and large enterprises across Nigeria. Leveraging on strategic partnerships, we provide equipment financing, working capital, and support to enterprises in key sectors of Nigeria's economy, including youth and women-led enterprises. Whatever your business needs, starting up, expansion, diversification, modernization, or rehabilitation, we'll be here, always to support you. Bank of Industry, transforming Nigeria's industrial sector.
Hello and welcome to BOIImpact. I'm Elo Odibo-Madaki. On tonight's program, we showcase an aspect of the Bank of Industry's advocacy role in boosting financial inclusion as well as inclusive growth through access to funds and business support for micro, small, and medium enterprises. The Bank of Industry BOI recently organized an interactive forum in Abuja with key representatives of Nigeria's organized private sector. They are the Manufacturers Association of Nigeria, MAN, the Nigerian Association of Small and Medium Enterprises, NASME, and the Nigerian Association of Small-Scale Industrialists, NASSI. With the theme, Driving SME Development Through Strategic Partnerships, the participants and officials of the Bank of Industry discussed strategies to accelerate Nigeria's industrial growth and development. The interactive forum marks a significant step towards revitalizing Nigeria's industrial landscape and empowering its key players. BOI is also reaffirming its commitment to supporting the organized private sector through financial services, capacity building initiatives, and the promotion of an ecosystem of industrial development. Here are highlights from the interactive forum. The MDC of the Bank of Industry, Dr. Olashupo Olusi, emphasized the critical role the private sector plays in the Nigerian economy.
Today is more than just an event. It is a collaborative milestone and a reflection of our shared vision to create a thriving industrial sector and a critical step in driving enterprise development through strategic partnerships. As you all know, we recently signed an MOU with all the associations here present. This agreement underscores a simple truth. We cannot transform Nigeria's industrial landscape alone. The journey to sustainable economic growth must be fueled by collaboration, innovation, and a shared resolve to address systemic challenges. Under this agreement, we have already begun making strides through our joint efforts on the federal government's loan programs. As you all know, the 75 billion manufacturing sector fund is very actively being engaged and being disbursed, and we have a strong collaboration with the Manufacturers Association of Nigeria on this front. At least 140 companies have been approved, and we've disbursed to over 29 companies, this total sum of about 22.89 billion. From the MSME 75 billion fund, we have received over 30,000 applications, and nearly 9,000 of them have been approved for disbursement, and which are all being processed. I think we have disbursed to nearly 1,000 enterprises already. Recently, as you all know, the federal government gave us permission to increase the single obligor limit from 1 million to 5 million naira per beneficiary. And of course, we believe that this will generate a stronger impact amongst all the members of the associations involved. The milestones that we have achieved today, together, reflects our progress, and it's also about shaping the future. The theme of today's session, which is driving SME development through strategic partnerships, challenges us to reimagine how we work together. This is not a time for silos or isolated efforts. This is a time for co-creation. And what does this mean in practice? It means shared responsibility. BOI's role is not only to provide financing, but also to support an enabling environment for businesses to thrive. And this includes addressing infrastructure gaps, regulatory bottlenecks, and access to markets. After all, the success of our own customers is also our own success. However, your expertise and thoughts and insights are essential to inform our efforts. The collaborative innovation. We must all work together to introduce technology, sustainability, and skills development, which are critical tenets and pillars of SME or enterprise growth in general. Today's session is designed to foster open dialogue and actionable outcomes. We want to hear directly from you, the organized private sector. What are your most pressing challenges in the face of our challenging economic environment? How can we further align our programs and financing instruments to meet your needs? What innovative solutions can we pursue together to solve problems that we face and to accelerate the growth of Nigeria's private sector, our industrial sector, and our economy at large? As we deliberate today, I urge us to keep in mind the 6 critical thematic areas that BOI believes will help unleash Nigeria's growth, particularly in the industrial sector going forward. And these are all in line with the renewed agenda of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. MSME development, we want to ensure that we continue to support micro, small, and medium enterprises to drive innovation and growth. Digital transformation and technology, we want to ensure that we continue to imbibe the best technology to improve productivity in our economy. Youth and skills development, empowering the next generation of entrepreneurs and workers with the requisite skills and instruments to ensure that they continue to grow and they continue to create enterprises that can drive economic development in our country. Climate and sustainability, we have to drive friendly environmental business practices for long-term growth. Gender inclusion, creating equal opportunities for women-led businesses, and of course, sectoral growth. These are not just BOI's priorities, they are also national imperatives, like I said earlier, and they require your active participation. The Bank of Industry stands as your partner in progress, ready to support at every step of the way.
Divisional Head of Business Development at the Bank of Industry, Obarosa, said events like this will further boost the thriving relationship between the Bank of Industry and the organized private sector.
So I want to thank the MD for this initiative, for his leadership and guiding us to arrive at where we are today. I also want to thank the EDMSME, who without reservation approved the team that worked with me to put this together. I also want to thank the EDLE, who also nominated 2 people from her unit to work with us. Lastly, the EDCS for providing this environment where we can have this ceremony today. So with a deep sense of gratitude and thanks to God Almighty and the manager of the bank for initiating the event and supporting the planning committee, I want to warmly welcome all of you to the first interactive session of the Bank of Industry with members of the organized private sector, MAN, NASSI, and NASME. There is this saying that if you want to go far, you move together. But if you want to go very fast, then you move alone. I think all of us here, BOI, NASSI, NASME, and MAN, are committed to building our country of our dream. So we are committed to moving very, very far. And that is why you have this collaboration. So this session today is for you. I want to hear from you. What do you think the bank can do for you better? What are the areas where we can work together? What are the challenges? What are solutions to those challenges? What are next steps? So it's your session. Our is to sit down, listen to you, take notes. We have a team at the back taking notes of all the comments and discussions so that at the end of the day, we can jointly have a next steps, a direction of how to deepen relationship between the organized private sector and develop the MSME subsector of Nigeria and build the country of our dream.
Also speaking at the event, the bank's Chief Strategy and Development Officer, Dr. Issa Umagu, said BOI's vision aligns with the federal government's strategic direction.
We want to be able to transform Nigeria's industrial sector by providing business advisory services and financing. And our vision is to be the best bank, best DFI, development finance in Africa, operating under global best practices. And we're very focused on providing support to, for businesses to start, for the ones that have already started to be able to properly expand, modernize, and also diversify. And then where there are challenges with respect to the way we operate, for us to support you to restructure your business and still remain afloat. Our core and emerging sectors remain basically the same, despite the shift in focus and emphasis on impact. We support agro-processing, food and beverages, oil and gas, health and pharmaceuticals, chemical and industrial minerals, mining and metals, creative and digital industries, renewable energy, gender business, engineering technology, and then tourism and hospitality. In the last maybe 9 years, we've supported over about 5 million MSMEs, up to the tune of 529 billion naira, and created direct and indirect jobs of about 6.35 million. That's for small enterprises. For large enterprises, we supported about 1,400 large enterprises, businesses, giving out over 1.6 trillion naira, and created over 7.1 million jobs. And this is just the beginning, especially given the current of the focus management. So our emphasis going into the future, we just recently got approval for a 3-year corporate strategy. And despite these core areas that I've mentioned, when we're dealing with any of those sectors, we want them to be able to focus on the 6 thematic areas that the MD had spoken to. And these are climate-friendly projects, gender lens program where we give emphasis to our sisters and mothers and daughters, youth segment. Of course, if you look at our demographic, that is where the bulk of our population is. And so we cannot but really come up with solutions to be able to get them out of the woods and give them a hope for the future. And so that their hopes can be renewed and they can really have confidence in the country into the future. MSMEs, without a doubt, constitute the backbone of our economy. They generate over 90% of the employment. They contribute about 50% to the GDP. And honestly, I mean, there's a lot of headroom for them to do a lot more by being innovative and creating products and value that can be delivered and captured. We also are very focused on enabling this thing through digitalization. So there's emphasis on digital technologies. And after all said and done, when you do study of MSMEs, one of the challenges that you hear are, well, access to finance is a critical challenge, access to market, issues around maybe the quality of business knowledge, and very importantly, and that is not really within our control, and that's what we're focused on, infrastructure. What does BOI want to do going into the next 3 years? So key partnerships is one of our enablers, and it's at the foundation of our strategy for the next 3 years. We also realize that there's no way you can truly scale if you don't invest and focus on technology. So within the bank and without the bank, we want to be able to find ways to innovate around technology and how to deliver value. You know, how to create, first of all, value, deliver it, and then ultimately capture it. And lastly, internal capabilities. I mean, if you look at resource-based theory, for example, what typically happens is how much do you have to be able to do what you want to do? So people, processes, and systems are critical. And those are the 3 enablers for strategy going into the next 3 years. You know, so we'll continue to raise long-tenured funds to support critical sectors of the Nigerian economy. We'll continue to attract credit de-risking tools such as partial guarantees to skill lending to MSMEs, gender, and youth. BOI is one of the DFIs owned by government that is truly credible and they can depend on to work with. And so we are very focused in working with federal government on palliatives, youth empowerment, gender, and nano and MSMEs. Critically, I've already mentioned it, they need to diversify our financing instruments to export credit, include, among others, export credit financing, non-interest banking, supply chain financing, among others.
The Executive Director, Corporate Services and Commercial, Usen Effiong, in his closing remarks, reiterated BOI's commitment to its mission.
This partnership is a continuous thing, and I want to assure you that this is just the beginning. It's going to be a continuous one. And also we solicit for your feedback, not just for this period, because the country needs a lot of advocacy. And we all know, we've all agreed that SMEs are the bedrock of development. I'm not isolating the large enterprises. They are very, very good, the large corporates, but the SMEs needs to provide for the large corporates to survive. So please, I want to keep assuring you that BOI, we are very open, very, very open for your feedback, for your comments. And also thank you for, we have listened to all of you, and that committee that has been set up for BOI, we are very serious about it, and I'm sure they will start work immediately. I'm sure by next week we'll commence the meeting. Because as a bank, as a BOI, we're also very worried. The MD had highlighted the 6 thematic areas that we're looking at to help us improve efficiency, and generally this country, the economy must move forward. And you are the only ones that can move this country forward. So thank you so much. And my colleagues too that made this event a success, I want to thank all of you that please, the work has just begun.
Speaking with the BOIImpact crew after the forum, participants lauded the initiative, expressing optimism about the potential for improved collaboration and innovative solutions to challenges faced by the private sector.
Our members are quite benefiting from the loans the Bank of Industry has been offering. In fact, most of our members that are into various agricultural value chain across the states are all beneficiaries of Bank of Industry. And being an institutional member of the association also, they give us that kind of opportunity for our members to always come to them in terms of accessing their facilities. You have had it all. The relationship already has been built. It has been cemented with the MOU that has been signed, and you've had them very well. Going forward, all facilities in BOI will be coming through our membership organizations. It's first going to be discussed with our members, and we will ensure that our people from the grassroots benefit from that.
The interaction went very well. They listened to us. They took a lot of feedbacks from us on the federal government intervention, and also we gave them a lot of insights. And also we agreed that we'll have a working group that will continue to meet regularly to evaluate our conversation around their products and services and the federal government intervention, the 5 million naira and the 75 billion naira for manufacturers. Our members have been able to key in, and they are still keying in into the intervention, and the impact has been that they were able to access machineries and equipment and also working capitals for their businesses, enterprises.
Our members that have benefited from BOI loans have had good reports, as they have indicated during this interactive session. So we have always benefited immensely from the facilities that we receive, because it allows us to improve our profitability. The long gestation period of manufacturing suits the tenure that only BOI can give, up to 5, up to 7 years. And they are even financing working capital. So for us, it is a relief that we are able to get from BOI, and we are seeking how we can deepen this. So we'll be jointly advocating that the federal government will be able to support with more special funding windows, so that the Bank of Industry can continue to give these rates at much lower rates that will suit a manufacturer. So for us, it is a good development that we have a bank like this, but there's need to capacitate the BOI more so that they'll be able to do more.
This interactive session is to focus on those 3 critical organizations that we have already engaged in an MOU with, and they are the bedrock of industrialists in Nigeria. So we're talking about the Manufacturers Association of Nigeria, the National Association of Small-Scale Industrialists, and also NASME, National Association of SMEs. And so those 3, with them, having such kind of pally with them is critical for us to chart a way forward on industrial growth in Nigeria. And by so doing, we are encouraging some kind of ecosystem of development for financing in the country.
For over 6 decades, Bank of Industry has been here, driving Nigeria's industrial development through financial and business support services to micro enterprises, small and medium enterprises, and large enterprises across Nigeria. Leveraging on strategic partnerships, we provide equipment financing, working capital, and support to enterprises in key sectors of Nigeria's economy, including youth and women-led enterprises. Whatever your business needs, starting up, expansion, diversification, modernization, or rehabilitation, we'll be here, always to support you. Bank of Industry, transforming Nigeria's industrial sector.
We are the producers of Norwich cube sugar, brown and white, and also Norwich custard of different flavors. We have a lot of need and gap we're trying to fill in the manufacturing sector. We want to use this opportunity to appreciate the Bank of Industry for coming through for us. We're actually thinking of how to source for fund when we came into the business, until I visited Kaduna State office of Bank of Industry. When I got there, I met a lady, Joy by name. She actually put me through and introduced me to a consultant. Bank of Industry is more concerned about giving us. I was thinking I'm the one looking for them, but they said they were looking for me before I came. Currently, we have about 80 workforce staffs, both admin and the factory workers. And if not for Bank of Industry, of course, we wouldn't have been able to upscale our production and empower these youths.
Platforms like this not only create opportunities for networking, but also build strategic alliances for mobilization of resources to promote projects in advancing socioeconomic development in Nigeria. BOI's collaboration with other development partners underscores Bank's commitment to sustainable growth and development and to catalyze positive changes in the economy. To access BOI's products and services, please visit any of our offices nationwide. You can also visit our website www.boi.ng or our verified social media handles. That's it on this edition of BOIimpact. I am Elo Odibo-Madaki. Thanks for watching.